I was offered $5,000 for a video, but this is when I was like 19. I was like, double it, and I'll walk outside and I'll give it to a homeless person. Super small YouTubers. And we basically talked every day for 1,000 days in a row and did nothing but just like hyper study, like what makes a good video, what makes a good thumbnail, what's good pacing, like how to go viral.
So I never thought that we would see this day. Like out of all people, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast of all people. Now, by now, I'm sure that a lot of people have already seen what's been going on. And, you know, we're all just waiting to see how far this goes. And originally, I wasn't going to make a video about this because I was like, you know, whatever. It's just like another YouTuber. But then I started thinking more and more about it. And it's like, this truly is the year of exposing people. And, you know, I've never been one person to like wish that upon people because, you know, especially when you're doing something really good for the community, because let's be honest, Mr. Beast is donating a lot of money that he's getting from other people to other people. And then he's just like, you know, helping people in need. Or so we think he's doing that. If what everyone else is saying is true, then Mr. Beast could honestly be in a lot of trouble. Well, his channel at least, but let's be honest with you. People have done things in the past where you would think that they would get canceled and people just don't care, or they care for a little bit and then they just like act like it never happened. So I'm not too worried for Mr. Beast as far as, you know, losing his subscribers or like being demonetized and stuff like that, because I mean, it's Mr. Beast. People are just gonna forget about it later on down the road. So, and it's funny because it didn't even start off about Mr. Beast because, you know, it had to do with one of his co-workers, and you know, that just started bringing in more and more things to him. And I knew that this would happen eventually. I just wasn't expecting it to happen so soon because, I mean, there's a lot of other stuff going on. And it's like, is this what we're focusing on? But, you know, a lot of people are starting to say that Mr. Beast has been rigging all of his games and all of his challenges and that his videos are fake. And it's like, I'm a little surprised that a good chunk of you guys didn't know that in the first place. Like, did you really believe that everything that Mr. Beast was doing was real? Like, it's reality. It's the internet. Not everything he's doing is real. That's not saying that he isn't really like helping out people, because that part I believe is true, or at least I want to believe is true. But you have to plan for these things. Not everything just works the way that, you know, he makes it seem. And this is coming from people in the industry. This is coming from me who's in the industry. This kind of stuff just doesn't happen. You have to plan for all of these shoots and all of these games, and it's just, for the most part, you already know who's gonna win. So for the people who are saying like, oh, Mr. Beast is, you know, rigging his games and stuff, I mean, yeah, that's just what you do. It's entertainment. It's the internet. Now, are we going to cancel him for that? I don't see why you would. But the other stuff that's going on, that's something that I would cancel him for. Me, personally, I don't care that much. But, you know, you guys, like you YouTubers, people on Twitter, you guys are going crazy right now. And, you know, we've seen this before, you know, like it's not just Mr. Beast or his team. It's a lot of people in this industry. A lot of people are getting exposed, and it's just going to get worse from here, especially since people are targeting Mr. Beast now. I mean, you have people who are digging into his Discord. You have people who are trying to look into his background. People are, for whatever reason, people are just now starting to do this stuff because something else got out about one of his other employees, which, you know, is Chris. So I'm a little curious onto why people are wanting to dig into this now instead of, you know, doing it before. People are just taking everything that he does just as it was, and no one really questioned anything. So I do think it's kind of funny, and, you know, a lot of my friends would say that, oh, you know, you've always never cared for Mr. Beast, or you've always talked bad about Mr. Beast. I never really talked bad about Mr. Beast, but I also didn't really care that much about Mr. Beast because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, he's using his own money for this stuff, and it's like, I mean, you know, it's not even his own money, but that's a discussion for something else. So I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting that this is what's going on now and that people are targeting Mr. Beast because he's the last person I would have expected this to happen to. And the fact that it's happening now of all time, just like, we know what's going on. But if we're talking about his Discord, of how he's like inside the chat of all that, you know, pedophilia stuff that was going on in his Discord, which he was a part of because people did end up proving that he was a part of that Discord. If that's the case, you know, I seriously do think that all this stuff does need to be investigated because it's not okay. I mean, like, being okay with things like that just isn't cool. You know, on that note, I do not understand why people who, you know, start getting famous or like celebrities or like, you know, YouTubers are getting really big on the internet, what makes you want to start talking to kids? Like, is it just easier for you? I mean, it's sick. Like, it's disgusting. What goes through your mind to say, hey, I'm doing good in life. I'm making a lot of money. I'm getting really famous. You know what I should do? I should screw it all up by talking to some kids. Like, honestly, what really goes through your mind? Like, why would you even think of that? And it's a lot of people. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if Mr. Beast himself was doing the same exact thing. Now, before you guys start screaming and going in the comments saying, oh, you're saying that Mr. Beast is a pedophile. Nope, that's not what I said. I said I wouldn't be surprised if he was also in on it and there were things where he was doing. I just wouldn't be surprised because we're starting to see that a lot of famous people and like big people on YouTube or like on the internet in general are doing these crazy things and they're getting away with it. So these things are coming to light and I just wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the people who have also done this. Now, if it turns out to be that, he isn't involved in that, that's great, but it's not looking good, I'll be honest with you. Especially with all the evidence that other people have when it comes to this, it's just like nothing's looking good for Mr. Beast and his crew. It seems like every single one of them have been on it, and I just wouldn't want to be him right now. But if I was him, I wouldn't come up with a statement because if he comes out with some kind of video, it's just gonna make it seem like he's guilty, and you don't want that. Like, Mr. Beast probably is not going to acknowledge anything that's going on, minus the whole like Chris situation, but I don't think he's going to acknowledge anything dealing with him, and as far as like, him rigging his games and stuff, or him also being in a Discord, him being okay with the pedophilia in his Discord. I don't think he's going to come out and acknowledge any of that because, I mean, if he does, it's going to ruin himself because it's not going to go the way that he thinks that it will go. So his smartest bet would honestly just to ignore it because, I mean, you can't get canceled if you don't say anything. So I think that's his best bet. I know that this video is a bit different from what you guys are used to, and this is technically drama, but it's what you guys have been asking for. I did a poll a few weeks ago, and everyone's like, oh, we want to see some more drama on the channel. And it's like, sure, I'll try to implement some drama here and there, but, keep in mind, this is still a movie review channel. So we'll see. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if you think that Mr. Beast is guilty of all the stuff that people are saying he is, or if you think that he's not guilty. Let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Sunway Review, take me on a cinematic journey through the highs and the lows. You bring movies to